Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin. If you're new here, if you're not, thank you so much for stopping back by. Today, I want to give you guys my fat disclaimer in the beginning because that's what this whole video is going to be about. I am not a financial advisor. I have no degree or certification that makes me a financial professional. I am not a genius when it comes to finances, and I live in my own little personal finance bubble where I worry about my own budget, my own debt payoff, my own savings, and my own goals. I am at all times, when it comes to personal finance, acting in my own self-interest. I have no fiduciary responsibility to act in anybody's self-interest but my own. So, with that said, you can pretty much bet that most YouTubers fall in the same category as me. They don't have certifications, they are not professionals, and they are sharing their journey with their own finance. So, when you come across a financial YouTuber who is giving you advice, that doesn't always mean that they're giving you good advice. So, I just wanted to hop on today, really hopefully quickly, and kind of go over some things to look out for if you are getting into financial YouTube, okay? So I know that January is coming up, and that is a time when we're all trying to start fresh, and a lot of times that includes getting our finances together. January is as good a time as any to start trying to budget a little better or learn to budget at all. Maybe it's something you don't know how to do at all. It's a big thing to try to do. I totally understand that, like, for a lot of people, if you're not like a little personal finance nerd like me, then doing a budget might sound absolutely awful to you. And so for those people, I recommend watching some videos on YouTube, get an idea of how easy it really can be. It might feel overwhelming at first, but it's worth it. It's totally worth it to do a budget and stick to it, whatever method you want to do, whether it's an app or spreadsheet, whatever. But that's not my point. My point here is January is a time when people are coming to the internet to learn about personal finance. You know, what should they do? How should they tackle their debt? How are other people tackling their debt? How are other people budgeting? Is there a way that I can budget where it won't make my brain want to explode? Things like that. People are really looking for that content right now. And as such, finance YouTubers are going to be pumping out the content. They're going to be putting out as many videos as possible during this time frame because they have a financial incentive to do so. Any channel that has more than 1,000 subscribers is likely monetized, meaning that any ads that run on their videos, they're getting paid for, like, if people are seeing them. So they have a financial incentive to be pumping out content, right? So keep in mind, they have that incentive to put out a lot of content. They also often do not have any certification or anything that makes them a professional in the finance lane. So with those two things put together, I am here to tell you guys to be extremely cautious, wary, careful of the advice that you see on YouTube. It's great to go to YouTube and get information and get different perspectives, but there are some content creators out there that are not saying things to you that really would actually help you. So with that in mind, here are a few things that I've seen people do that you should look out for, okay? So when somebody says, invest in the same stocks as famous rich people, you know, like invest in the same stocks that Elon Musk is invested in, and you'll be rich like Elon Musk. Facts do not line up with that, okay? For instance, okay, I know I'm talking about the richest man in the world, okay? Right, I got it. But that man did not have the same journey that you are going to have when it comes to building wealth. He obviously has a workforce that is producing wealth for him, and he's getting the benefit of that because he is a business owner. And I don't want to talk about anything else about Elon Musk. That was just the example that came to my mind. But what I'm saying is his journey to his wealth is going to look so much different than yours. And so just investing in the stocks that he's currently invested in probably isn't going to net you anywhere near the same kind of outline or the same kind of outcome, as he has. Additionally, people that are rich like that, and even not even close to his wealth, but still rich, they just have a lot more money to play with and take bigger risks. When you're getting started, you might not want to be taking risks like they are. So for someone to tell you to invest in the same stocks as famous people, it's just not the best advice. So keep an eye out, look for that. And what I mean by famous rich people, they might not even be famous. They might be like some YouTuber who has 5 million subscribers and is telling you to invest in what they're invested in, but they're starting from a place of privilege that is much higher than the average duck, okay? So just take it with a grain of salt if somebody says to invest in the same as rich people. They're just not in the same situation as you. And so, you need to personalize your finances. They need to be about you and your goals and what you're capable of doing right now. So another thing to look out for is And this goes along the same lines. If you copy exactly what worked well in the past for someone else, you'll get the same results. So on a YouTube channel that says, if you invest in this stock, you'll make $1,000 guaranteed in the first X amount of time, whatever. I mean, that's just probably not true. Again, you are different. Your personal finance is different than whoever is telling you to do that. And again, they have a financial incentive to get you to click on their videos and watch them because they get paid for it. So there is a motivation there that gets people to say things that maybe aren't the most accurate or helpful. So another thing is do this and you'll get rich almost overnight, or like do this and you'll make so much money in this amount of time. Again, similar to the last thing I said, but you got to be really careful about these guarantees. It's the same thing as if you see a juice cleanse that a celebrity did or whatever, and they say, I lost 10 pounds in 7 days or whatever, and you do that and you don't, and then you end up gaining weight back afterwards. Well, what's the difference between you and a celebrity doing the same juice cleanse? They're rich. They can get personal trainers and people to hold them accountable. Whereas you're out here trying to do this thing by yourself, and it's just not easy, okay? So the same as you're not going to lose weight overnight, you're not going to get rich overnight. It's just not going to happen, okay? I hate to break it to you. You can get rich quick, but that's just not likely. And overnight is super unlikely, okay? So another thing is day trading stocks or cryptocurrency is a gold mine. If you're not doing it, you're missing out on easy money. Anybody who tells you that day trading stocks or cryptocurrency is easy money is a dirty liar, okay? They're lying to you. Cryptocurrency and stocks, when you're investing into individual coins or stocks, is extremely risky. You do not know what is going to happen in the market the next day or the day after that or anything else, okay? So it is super duper risky to be doing investments like that. And what a lot of responsible financial people will say is, don't do that until you have enough money where your risk tolerance gets a little bit higher, right? So like for me, in my 401k, I have my risk tolerance set a little bit higher right now, but then when I'm older and I'm looking at retiring soon, I'm gonna drop that risk tolerance because I don't wanna take risks. I want to make sure that my money is still there. So whatever your risk tolerance is, it might be a lot different than the rich YouTuber telling you that cryptocurrency is a gold mine. Now, I'm not saying don't invest in cryptocurrency. I think that's whatever you want to do. I don't do it because I don't understand cryptocurrency. I've tried to start to learn about it, but it is very complicated in my opinion. In my brain, it's complicated. It's not making sense to me. And what does make sense to me is to invest in index funds. So that's what I do. But yeah, anyone telling you that investing in individual stocks or anything like that will get you rich overnight or that you're missing easy money, like they're probably not being 100% honest with you. And so you should take that with a grain of salt. So anyway, I know this might seem a little bit rambly, but I just think it's so important for people who are creating content and putting out financial type of content to own up to their own credentials. So I don't have any credentials and I'm putting that out there for you guys. Be aware that if I am giving anything that sounds like advice, I don't have any like credentials to be doing that or any fiduciary responsibility to you. So with that, if you want personalized financial advice, you should seek out the help of a financial advisor who has a fiduciary responsibility to you. Similar to how like lawyers have like client confidentiality type agreements where they work in your interest, defending you or whatever. It's like that, you know, financial advisors who do have a fiduciary responsibility to you, they have to work in your best interest. It's like the Hippocratic Oath for doctors too. You know, they take the oath to always try to help patients. They don't hurt them. Well, that's kind of like a fiduciary responsibility from a financial advisor where they have to act in your best interest. So they're never going to be giving you advice that doesn't make sense for you. Now, there are better financial advisors than others, of course, as in any profession, but I do recommend seeing one if you need a lot of advice. If you're just getting started into this stuff and you want to kind of navigate and learn it on your own, that's totally fine. There's a ton of great advice on YouTube. Just be really careful what you're listening to. And, you know, analyze it. Is what someone is saying to you realistic? Because you know what realistic is. Y'all are smart. I know that. Y'all are smart little cookies, okay? If you are taking the time to get onto financial YouTube, then you're already a smart cookie, okay? So you got this. I believe in you guys, and just be really careful what you're listening to. So with that, I will hop off of this podium, this soapbox, and catch you guys in the next one. Have a good morning, noon, or night, whatever it is for you.